Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Frida Tate, and in today's video, we are diving into the phenomenon of passport bros. If you are not familiar with this word, passport bros, I put together the definition of passport bros. So we are going to see the video that defines what passport bros are. So let's watch this video.
Can find a more authentic, fulfilling, and harmonious relationship. This is seen as a way to restore the natural balance between masculine and feminine energy.
Passport bro math is when a guy leaves a Western country because apparently all Western women are gold diggers. But then when he gets to that third world country, the first thing he does is he leads with his wallet and starts flexing his money to these girls in said countries.
And obviously, it's a growing trend. And let me just talk a little bit of history about this movement, how it started. So this movement was first started with, African Americans that just wanted to meet somebody from outside of the US because they thought these people would be exotic, these people were traditional, these people were all those good things, right? But then, since then, other people have jumped on the bandwagon to join the passport bro movement, and so this is ever growing. So what I've done is I have put the videos together so that you guys can see what other people are talking about this movement, the passport bros, and afterwards I will have my own commentary. But first, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that each time we upload a brand new video, you are notified. So let's go ahead and watch these videos that I've put together so that you understand what people are talking about this movement.
I saw this video about this passport brother who met a girl over in the Philippines. He was digging her, so he decided to sell his home and move over to the Philippines to be with her or live with her. Now, he wasn't working or anything, but he figured because the cost of living over there was a lot lower, he can just live off his savings. So he got over there, everything was going fine, but his money started running low. And sooner or later, his money just ran out. Now, he didn't want to get a job over there because they don't pay anything. So he goes to his girlfriend, tell her he's out of money. Before he can say the word money, she already had her bags packed and she was out the door. So now this man had two options. He can figure out how to make enough money to fly back to America just to be homeless, or he can stay in the Philippines and be homeless. He chose to stay in the Philippines, so now he's living on the streets in the Philippines. Now, I share this story to say there are a lot of men out there who believe that these women in different countries are like God sent, or they're like special or anointed or something like that. Yes, these women do know how to take care of their men because a lot of these women were taught how to be wives, but they're still women. Those women do that stuff because they're planning for you to take care of them. You think they like American men because they look better? No, they want these American men who come over there because they're coming over there to take care of them. And this man, for whatever reason, forgot that. He thought she was going to be like, oh, well, you're going broke? No big deal. I'll take care of you. No, man. She was with you because you were taking care of her. Stop putting these women on the pedestal like they're different from anybody else. They are women. And if you can't do what they want, they're going to do the same thing this young lady did. It isn't about loyalty. It is about what you can do for them. So any of you men out there who plan on getting a passport and going to another country, I personally don't have a problem with that. I don't think I'm ever going to do it. But if you're going to do that, you better have a game plan together. Don't just pack your bags and fly over there thinking that everything's going to be good. Those women are still women. And to be honest with you, you'll have a better chance of losing your job and a woman in America staying with you than you will having a woman overseas stay with you.
Passport bro math is when a guy leaves a Western country because apparently all Western women are gold diggers. But then when he gets to that third world country, the first thing he does is he leads with his wallet and starts flexing his money to these girls in said countries. And the reason why I'm giving you guys a hard time on this one is because there's been an uptick of crimes lately, specifically in Colombia, where girls are now targeting these kinds of passport bros, where they come thinking that they're going to get lucky and they flex their money at the clubs and the resorts, and then they get baited into going on a Tinder date back to their place. So we've had about 8 cases over the last couple of months that were made public, and one of them was actually from a German dude who supposedly lost almost 15,000 euro worth of cryptocurrencies thanks to the theft, as well as his like phone and other personal belongings. Like, he had to make a YouTube video and basically beg for money online just to get enough to go back home, essentially, through these donations. So this guy literally got cleaned out thinking he was gonna get lucky in Colombia. All these cases coming out, one has to think, right? There must be a lot of unreported cases that men don't want to report because they feel too shameful to admit that they got so desperate for female attention that they tried to go to one of these countries and ended up and finding out the hard way. I mean, shit, man, even the US federal government stepped in telling people not to use Tinder in Colombia. So if it's starting to get that bad in Colombia, I'm sure this trend is going to start spreading into other countries. So you better watch out if you happen to be one of those guys thinking that they're going to get lucky by just flexing their wallet and green card or whatever. Now, I'm not entirely against the passport bro movement. Like, if you have the means to go abroad and stay there permanently by either retirement or you just happen to have your own business that allows you to work remote and you intend on keeping the girl in her home country, then by all means, man, go for it. You have my blessing. This is specifically for the 95% of guys who call themselves passport bros and do it just because they can't get any girls in the States or in the Western world. So they have to go to these other countries to flex their money and try to get attention from females that way. Like, that shit is not kosher. But yeah, if you're in that 5% of guys who can actually live abroad full time, then by all means, man, go for it. If you're a salty passport bro that's watching this, you're probably trying to cope by thinking, man, this guy is simping so hard for American women. But if you take a look at one of my pinned Tinder videos, it'll show you what my Tinder experience looked like back in 2022. And that was when the whole male loneliness thing was starting to become a hot topic. So if that was my experience on Tinder as a guy looking for girls, in Los Angeles, by the way, one of the hardest motherfucking dating markets for men, there's a lot of competition there for guys, then why would I have to pander to anybody if I don't have any problems meeting girls? And it's been that way since 2018. I've been in the game for like a good 5+ years now, so I have no need to try and simp for anybody, even in the US. Just get better, stop with the excuses. This whole passport bro thing for 95% of you guys is like one of those get rich quick schemes, but just get over it, work on yourself. If I can do it, you can too.
My wife has been in America now for just over 3 months from the Philippines. And the other day she asked me something. It was quite sad. She said, "Baby love, why in America do they hate children and mothers?" I couldn't understand where the question came from. But if you think about it, when I was in the Philippines, they have separate lines at most of the stores called priority lane for pregnant women. So there is, despite the poverty in the Philippines, a great respect for mothers, pregnant women, and a great love for children. They adore children in the Philippines. Families do everything to do the best for their children. So I'm sure to my wife it was quite a surprise to come to America and see the blatant hostility toward the gender of being a biological woman, being an annoying, inconvenient pregnant woman, and to having a little brat running around disturbing all of these adult children's time. I can understand her question, and I can see her point very clearly now. We have a cultural crisis in America where we outright hate children. And I don't need to get into the current social media war about drag shows targeting children, or anyone who identifies as a woman can be a woman, or many of the other things that you see, which basically boil down to adults, supposed adults in 2023, who want to be the children themselves, being offended by real children, real women, and real mothers who cut into their narcissism.
There you have it, guys. What can I say? Because different people have different opinions about the passport bros and what they are all about. And there's no right or wrong, because each one, they have their own perceptions about this movement. And as you see in these videos, and let me just talk from my own perspective. Yes, these people are leaving the US or the UK, those Western countries, to go to the third world countries because they think or they feel like these women out there, they are more traditional, they are more respectful. They just want those women to be feminine so that they can match up with their masculine energy. Now, I have, should I say I have a problem with that? As a person that's been married for a long time, we all know that marriage is give or take kind of situation. And these people are not, these men are not willing to sacrifice so that they can match up with the feminine energy of their women. It would be, I guess, less expensive for them just to, step up and do what the women are demanding, such that they don't have to, travel to all these different countries. I know if you are traveling to that country particularly because you've got a preference, right? Because as we have seen in these videos, some people just have the preference for, someone from a different country. And that is all good. That is all good. However, if some people are traveling to this third world country such that, when they get to the third world country, they can flash out their money, because life is cheaper there, and they are thinking that, they have this savior kind of attitude where they go to these countries, they are going to meet someone that's poor, someone that's uneducated, and then they can just push them over. Such that the woman is unable to speak because they don't have a voice. If they have this sponsor that's sponsoring their lifestyle with all this money that is coming from a Western world, and then that is very bad. Then that just makes the whole movement not a good thing. And I must mention, coming from a third world country where I was born and raised there, people are getting woke. I know gone are the days where women would just get pushed over because you are sponsoring their lifestyle. You find women, women are not perfect. They are only human beings. As long as they are just human beings, they want you, or they are going out with you, or they are in their relationship with you because obviously they are getting something. And one thing that these passport bros must realize is that those people those women in the third world countries are raised up like the man is supposed to be a provider. And that's exactly what those women from the US want. They want you to provide. So, that's kind of ironic to me, because you are leaving those women in the US, right? because you think they are gold diggers, they're just looking for providers. Okay, I can tell you this, that those women in the third world countries, culturally, they are raised up to be just pampered by their men, because men are supposed to be providers. So what makes the difference? Why would you go? Because like you are leaving the women with the same kind of attitude. Even these same women that you say they are traditional and they are cultured and they are everything, they are perfect, which is not true, by the way, because they are not. If and when you run out of that money, trust me, they will walk away, because that's just the way it is. We are talking about human beings. These are just human beings, and they walk away. Especially the thing that I've seen is most of those passport bros, they're actually older than these women that they are going after. Those people, those girls from the third world countries, they are much younger than them. What would you think would make that woman to stay in a relationship with an old man who is broke and crusty? And yeah, so those are some of the things that you are bound to run into. These ladies that you think are perfect, they are not, because once you run out of those dollars, that beauty or that handsomeness, they will not see it. Just saying. So in conclusion, what I can say is, if you choose to be a passport bro, sure, go for it, because after all, it's free, right? You can go for it. And then we have to make sure that you have a deeper pocket, and you probably wanting somebody, like if you are wanting to go and live in that country where life is cheaper, of which I don't know if maybe to some extent, some things, all I can say is some things may be cheaper, but definitely some things are more expensive in the US. Like I said, coming from a third world country, I know that in my own country, some things are definitely cheaper, but then some things are even more expensive. But yeah, overall, if you really want to go for it and be a passport bro, knock yourself out. Just to go there with the open eyes. Don't go there thinking that this place that you are going to, this woman that you are meeting, is a perfect woman, because they are not perfect. They do have their own flaws. Okay? Perhaps they are going in on the internet. They just want to meet someone from this Western world, from the US, the UK, Canada, or whatever, just so once they get their permanent residency, all the best. If you are going to see them, you see them. If you are not, yeah, too bad for you. Yeah, so anyways, I just thought I would put out this information out there. Thank you so much for watching my video. And if you really enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe. Turn on that post notification bell so that each time I put out a video, you are notified. And don't forget to comment down below what you think about passport bros. What is your take on passport bros? Is there some questions that you would love for me to answer? Please head on over to the comment section, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye now.